Hello everyone, my name is Alyan and our today guest is Mr. Maher, Dr. Maher, a management specialized forest expert and the founder of Wisdom Nation. So, hello Dr. Maher, how are you? Hello, how are you?
Hello, Alyan. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Yeah, I'm
Thank you so
fine.
much.
Thank you for having me.
I am very thankful to you for giving me your precious time for the interview, sir. Okay, so before moving on a question, can you please introduce yourself? Can you hear me?
Yes, really, I'm glad to have young people. Like you, interested in wisdom. This reflects a kind of growing global consciousness and wisdom. It's really, a blessing to have a young man like you being interested in wisdom and talking about wisdom. So it's a pleasure going through this interview.
I think internet problem or Dr. Mahir. Give me a minute.
Hello, Alian. Hello,
Hello.
Alian.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So you are
Okay.
still live, or
Live,
sorry?
live, live. No problem. No issue, no issue.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so my first question in your screen. Could you tell us about your background and journey that lead you to become change management specialized and forest expert?
Yeah. Thank you, Alian. Actually, yes, my name is Maher Khedher, and I'm a PhD holder on change management. I started my career as a business coach and consultant, and you can find my book on change management on Amazon.com as a Noble Author House. It's registered in the Library of American Congress. It's about a new methodology of change management, and the only constant in this world is change, whether on the personal level, organizational level, or nationwide.
Okay, that's great. So, what inspired you to establish the World Wisdom Summit and Wisdom Nation?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, my work on and long experience on change management and doing the change management exercise will lead you by default to think about the future, which is strategic foresight. And doing the strategic foresight exercises will enlighten you about the future and will see that there are wise choices and unwise choices. And it means that, uh, especially when you do trend mapping, and you see what works for the world, what works for you, what works for the nation, for the organization, and what doesn't work. This, of course, will lead you to wise choices, and that's what I did by establishing World Wisdom Summit and Wisdom Nations in order to harness, the efforts, especially after coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19, and what we see, this kind of distress, what brought us here, this kind of new frontier of global risks. If we don't act immediately and wisely to alleviate these kind of risks, global risks, then the situation is very bad. So, Wisdom Nations and World Wisdom Summit will be an opportunity to, get a get together for global leaders and for specialists and people who are interested in doing good for the world, to get together and think of the best strategies. There are a lot of initiatives around the world, and there are a lot of organisms. United Nations, for example, SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and the Agenda of 2030, and a lot of other initiatives like ESG, Environmental, Social, and Governance Index. All these things are working together to reach a kind of situation where we can handle these global risks, and where we can handle the situation and it doesn't go to a mess. So, in this context, we are starting World Wisdom Summit and Wisdom Nations.
Wonderful. That's really awesome. So, how do you define wisdom, the context of your work, and why it's important today world?
Yeah, as I said, we reached the kind of situation, very threatening situation to the very existence of mankind after coronavirus pandemic. We have reached this kind of global consciousness about these risks. So the choice is between, we have to make a choice, wisdom in choice. It's our choice. We have to make this kind of choice at the individual level, at the organization level, and at the nation level. It's an international effort together to make wisdom as a choice, wisdom in choice. Why? Because if we don't, I mean, uh, do something for this situation, things will go, in chaos. Uh, Professor Klaus Schwab, the chairman and founder of World Economic Forum after coronavirus pandemic, has written a book about the Great Reset. He thinks that, we have to make a reset and a great reset of the whole world systems, because we have reached a situation so dangerous in terms of all terms, on all disciplines, especially on
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Maher, can you hear me? I guess again issue of Dr. Maher internet. Give me a minute. Yeah, hello.
Yes, Alyan, how are you?
Fine.
It keeps
Okay,
interrupting.
no problem. It's normal issue.
You will make the editing, you mean?
It's life, no matter. Nothing.
No, it's live.
Okay. Okay, so my next question is, can you share the some real world of example success change management and forest project you have been involved?
Yeah. Actually, I have conducted many change management and foresight projects or exercises, at organizational level or at nations level. Lately in Saudi Arabia, we are doing great work in terms of change management and strategic foresight and the Vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia. It's a very promising vision with a lot of initiatives. And when we talk about, let's say, at the organization level, we usually conduct, the readiness assessment, change management readiness assessment of any organization. We choose, the best change management methodology, and we conduct the change management project using, the methodology in order to, and also the change management is not just a one shot. It should it should be, a continuous, effort in order to build the change management portfolio for the company, and to help them, always being ready for changes. They have to establish, for example, a change management office, CMO. We call it a CMO, like a project management office, like PMO. This will help, build capabilities and capacities for conducting the change and being ready for the changes in terms of, let's say, technological changes or procedural or whatever structural changes. This builds, the capacity of the company to have a competitive edge at the local, regional, and international level. Concerning, the strategic foresight, I think that it's crucial organizational core competency in order to be ready for the future, conduct trend mapping, seeing the weak signals of the future, being conscious about all the changes and the technological advancement. What the R&D, research and development, is doing is being ready for the future. And the company without having a future readiness and being enlightened about the future is a dead company. Why? Because you cannot just handle the actual situation at operational level only and neglecting the future. If you neglect the future, then you are dead.
Wonderful, awesome. So, sir, in a rapidly changing work skills or mindset should individual and organization cultivate to thrive?
Yeah. As I said, the main skills or mindset is being ready for the future. And this readiness could be, manifested through trend mapping, through, conducting the foresight exercise time and again, through, seeing what's changing in the immediate, environment and around the world, by, seeing what we can do about future consciousness and innovation, of course. So innovation, and in terms of technology, working on the human capital inside the organization, and building their capacities, and helping them to be always up to date in terms of all the innovations in all aspects. I mean, whether technology that they are using. Sometimes in your line of business, you are using a cutting edge technology, and that technology, I mean, is very expensive. If you are not using that technology to the fullest, then you are losing a competitive edge. Yeah.
Wonderful, amazing. So, sir, as the chairman of Wisdom Summit, what are your main goals and objective for this organization?
Yeah. Maybe if you have seen, I mean, the profile or the website of the World Wisdom Summit, our goals are stated clearly. The first goal, for example, is to win the Future Consciousness Challenge. There is a challenge. I mean, people, most people, ordinary people also, they don't bother about the future, or they find it hard to think about the future. They want to live their everyday life. They see that being conscious is a hard job, is a difficult job. So, our challenge in World Wisdom Summit, and my goal is to win this kind of future consciousness challenge. This means that I would like all people to be aware about the future, all people to be aware about global risks, all people to make wise choices, all people to make, I mean, to be responsible about their deeds. And you cannot be responsible about your actions without being conscious about the future. This is the first goal of the summit. The second goal is to create a new cohort of wisdom leaders to be active across the globe. And I'm happy that one of the young people like you, Alyan, you are interested in wisdom. And I would like to grant you a prize and award by the end of this interview. So just remind me if the reward, okay? The third goal of this summit is to change zero sum games into non zero sum games using wisdom. If you see all the competition, all the clashes around the world, all the wars, I mean, it's because people think in a mindset of zero sum game. Either I win and you lose, I win and you lose. So we think we need to employ and deploy a non-zero sum game where we can win, I win and you win. This is the third. And the fourth one, the fourth goal of the World Wisdom Summit is to focus on issues that put us on the same boat, like environmental problems and SDGs in general. I mean, there are a lot of commonalities between people, between countries, between organizations, that they can work to widen these commonalities and forget about, for I mean, at least for the time being, about their differences. They can manage their differences through working on the commonalities, things in common, what we have in common, our future is in common. We cannot, I mean, say, I have a future and you have a future. We have only one future, and we have only one globe, this earth. If we continue to distress the earth, using CO2 emissions and all these things, then we can reach a situation where floods are everywhere, where, I mean, heat and what we have seen, I mean, last summer, at least in the last couple of months.
Wonderful, sir, amazing. So, how do you see the instruction of wisdom technology and how we can harness technology for positive change?
Yes, it's a good question, and I would like to thank you as a young man to, I mean, put this question into this interview. It's very clever. Actually, on 2020, we conducted a meeting, online meeting, thinking about wise technology, and MIT has participated in this conference or meeting online. When we see, for example, when we talk about wise technology, why? Because let's take the example of AI, artificial intelligence. It's the biggest threat to humanity. And the United Nations had conducted on last 17th of July, last July, meeting of the Security Council, thinking that it's a big threat. This kind of technology can go out of hand, and that's why we think of wise technology. This means that we have to think of technology in terms of what is good for us in the future. If we have this kind of awareness, and if we have this kind of ability to handle things and to handle technology, then things will go smooth and very good. But if we are not able to handle technology wisely and orient technology, this is what we call strategic orientation. If we can just be aware and conscious of the future threats and global risks, then we can handle technology and orient it in the good and better for humanity.
Beautiful, amazing, sir. So, how do you culture and regional difference impact the implementation of change movement and forest strategies?
Yeah. When you speak about regional differences, differences in general, it should be, I mean, kind of wealth, rich, something that will, I mean, enrich our experience. We can handle it in a positive way. And when we say, for example, cultural differences, in French we say cultural métissage. This means that there is kind of intersection between different cultures. God has created people different, and there is no reason and no wisdom in making people all the same. So I respect your culture, you respect my culture. The only thing is that we think about the future, because what is common is the future. I mean, the asset for a future generation. If we are able to think about the risks and about the commonalities, then we can create a good future for everybody. And that's how we can handle, I mean, cultural and regional differences in a way that reflects our ability to foresee the future and to be aware and make a good future in a, I mean, proactive manner and not a reactive manner.
Amazing, wonderful. Okay, sir. So, my last question is, what is your vision for the future wisdom and foresight in the world, and how do you hope contribute it through your work and organization?
Yeah. Part of my vision is putting wisdom into action. I mean, wisdom is a philosophical concept, and people think that it's an intangible thing. Our challenge is that how to put wisdom into action. This means put wisdom into everyday life, economic, social, political, cultural, whatever. This will help people, I mean, choose wisdom in choice, and be responsible for their choices. And we have a lot of projects in this kind of, I mean, part of it is what we call wisdom protocols. Wisdom protocols, I mean, is inspired by the health protocol created after corona and during coronavirus pandemic. And you see how people abide by those protocols and health protocol. So we thought, why don't we create a multitude of wisdom protocols in different sector of life, in all fields of life, and educate people about these wisdom protocols so that they can, abide by those protocols willingly, not force them. So it's a kind of cultural, educational aspect of wisdom, how we can, educate people about wisdom, how we can push them to wisdom into practice through wisdom protocols and many things around the world. I mean.
Wonderful, Sir Dr. Maher. I am again very thankful to you for coming in my show and sharing your knowledge, sharing your experience with us. I hope everyone learned something new with your speech, with your
Uh, you
motivation
didn't
podcast.
remind me of the surprise for you. I told you that I will grant you an award by the end of the interview. Yes? So I'm really happy to have a young man like you, doing this interview and talking about different aspects of wisdom. That's why I will grant you the ambassador of World Wisdom Summit, the ambassador of World Wisdom Summit, and I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do also to grant any young man or woman, young people like your age, conducting such an interview with me, or just saying a word to the summit. They need to record a word or a video, no matter how short is this video, and send it to us so that they will say a word to the summit and they will contribute with their opinions and I don't think that it's wise to stay quiet, and so say your words and send it to the World Wisdom Summit. Thank you, Alyan, for this interview.
Thank you so much, sir.